fact, this one is about IB Officer Ankit Sharma murder case. Court has pronounced the quantum of punishment. So this is the latest update we are getting at this point in time. Big news coming in. Life imprisonment has been announced for Tahir Hussain, former Aam Aadmi Party leader. So this is the big news that we are getting at this point in time. Court has pronounced the quantum of punishment in IB Officer Ankit Sharma murder case. Life imprisonment has been announced by the court for Tahir Hussain. So this is the big news that we have. Bhavtosh joining us live right now for more on this. Bhavtosh, big story and big update they're coming in from court. Life imprisonment has been announced by the court against Tahir Hussain.
Yes, in fact, life imprisonment has been given to Tahir Hussain. Tahir Hussain and others were convicted by the court, and the point of sentence was to be pronounced today. The prosecution had demanded death sentence and said it falls in the category of rarest of rare. But after hearing the prosecution as well as the defense, the court felt that it does not fall in the category of the rarest of rare. Now, just quoting what our colleague Dipankar had said, the court in the order has said that the manner of the crime was at most brutality. It was an assault which was fierce, even death. Even after death, the body did not slump on the ground. The court also said that the body was dragged in Chandbagh area and it was then thrown in a drain or nala. The crime tilt towards the rarest of rare, but it said that the final test is whether the convict is beyond redemption or not. Maybe after going through various facets of the crime and also the fact that there could be a chance of redemption, the court felt that it does not fall in the category of rarest of rare and awarded Tahir Hussain and others a life imprisonment. And the court, it is obviously both the sides will appeal against this order, and it's likely that that both prosecution as well as defense will go for appeal against this order. Remember, Tahir Hussain, who was then an AAP councillor, was accused of killing Ankit Sharma, the IB staffer and IB staffer. It was said that he dragged IB staffer and then brutally stabbed him. There are over 51 injuries on his body. The body was then dumped in a drain. After the riots were controlled or quelled, his body was recovered by the Delhi police. The case was handed over to the crime branch, the investigation, and then subsequently the charge sheet was filed. In March 2023, the charges were framed, and subsequently a fortnight ago, the court felt that Tahir Hussain, there were enough charges to show that he's a convict of, can be convicted in this case. There was also a lot of politics that was surrounding this case. Tahir Hussain was subsequently suspended and thrown out of the party. He's not only facing trial in this case, he's also facing the trial in the larger conspiracy case in which he's been booked under the anti-terror law, and he's also facing trial in the money laundering case revolving around the riots that broke out in Delhi around 6 years back.
Right, and we all remember that moment, in the year 2020. He was murdered during the Northeast Delhi riots in February 2020 in the Dayalpur area. His mutilated body, viewers, was recovered from a drain. Now, Bhavtosh, I remember when the court had reserved the order on sentence, after hearing the submissions of Delhi and the Council of the Accused Persons on 27th of July, in its appeal, the prosecution had sought capital punishment for Tahir Hussain and all 4 others for murdering Ankit Sharma. Have we got any kind of a reaction, from the prosecution on this particular, judgment, this particular order that has come from the court today? It's not really being seen as a rarest of rare case, as you mentioned.
Not yet, Hina, but when he was convicted, Delhi police had in fact said that they stand by their investigation. The stand has been vindicated, and the police had also said that it took them quite a bit of time to convict him. Remember, he was then a councillor from that Chandbagh area, and it has been said that he was the one who was leading the mob and he was the one who was guiding the mob. When he was convicted, the court order said that there is ample evidence to show that he was the person who was virtually leading the mob, which consisted of several persons who was violent in nature, and instead of calming them, he in fact instigated them and then Ankit Sharma, who was an IB staffer, he was dragged and then brutally stabbed. There were at least 51 injuries on his body, and he was subsequently not only killed and brutally murdered, his body was also later recovered from a nala or drain in Chandbagh area.
Right. Bhavtosh, stay on with us. Priyank, my colleague, is joining us live as well. We are also joined on the broadcast by my colleague Harish. Priyank, to you first. I mean, you know, it'll be important to see what the family of Ankit Sharma has to say on the order that has come out today, because strictest possible punishment was something that they were looking forward to because of the way Ankit Sharma was murdered, how the special public prosecutor, like I mentioned earlier, had sought one capital punishment and had submitted that these convicts are savage. They did not really remain human when they committed this kind of a heinous crime.
Certainly, and that's what the court was also mentioning, that this kind of behavior should be considered as rarest. So we were thinking, as we were getting input from our colleague Deepanka Malviya, who has been reporting minute by minute detail from the court, Hina, that the court will be of the opinion that this should be taken as a death sentence, because the court has stated that this is a rarest of the rare case kind of scenario. But finally, the court has offered the view that this should be a life imprisonment. I'm sure that the deceased family will be very happy to get this kind of judgment from the apex court. We are trying to get in touch with Ankush Sharma, Ankit's brother, who has been thanking the media previously also when Tahir Hussain was convicted by the same court. And once the court has pronounced the order, we are awaiting the reply from the family's side that what is their response, whether they are prepared for the application which could be moved from Tahir Hussein's side to get the justice, to get further clearance from the court. We know that the legal battle is going to continue enough, because the Tahir Hussein's legal counsel would soon be preparing to move to the higher courts, and the Ankit Sharma's family is certainly in the position to contest this kind of case in the upper court. But time and again, the family has been demanding justice. They were happy to see the response from the court. Let's see what is being said by them in the near future.
Right. Stay on with us, Priyank. Let me go across to my colleague Deepankar as well, who's joining us live right now. Deepankar was, keeping an eye on the proceedings at Delhi's Karkaduma court that pronounced this particular order. Deepankar, take us through the key highlights. What happened in the courtroom today?
Well, yes, the court has very categorically, while pronouncing the order and sentencing Tahir Hussain to life imprisonment, had earlier, when it started pronouncing the order, had very categorically said that the manner of the crime was of utmost brutality, and the assault was so fierce that even the dead body did not slump to the ground and was then dragged to Chandbagh Pulia and then was thrown into the Nala. Taking the court was, while going through all these observations, said that the monstrosity of the crime outweighs the mitigating circumstances. But the court went on to say that the final test has to be seen that whether the convicts who have been the charges against whom have been declared, whether they are beyond redemption or not. And on that point, the court very categorically said that it's not anything should God that the were violent, had displayed antecedents before the particular incident. And it has also gone on to say that in certain situations, the educational background and the susceptibility to all the things that were going on in the while this crime was happening and the misinformation that was going around, all those things are to be taken into consideration. And when taken into consideration, the mitigating circumstances outweigh the aggravating circumstances, and that is why the court has given a life imprisonment rather than going for the capital punishment in case of Tahir Hussain and the four other convicts in this entire case. But we will have to wait and watch as to how the prosecution takes it, because earlier when the conviction judgment had come out, the prosecution had very categorically told us that they will be going into the Delhi High Court and they will be challenging the order regarding the acquittal of the six other accused in this entire case. And we have also been speaking to the counsel for Tahir Hussain, who has also been saying that they will challenge the order as well as the order for conviction as well as the order for sentence. So the legal battle is yet to continue, but as of now, we can categorically very clearly say that yes, life imprisonment has been given to all the 5 convicts in this in the case of murder of Ankit Sharma, the IB staffer.
Dipankar, stay on with us. Let me go back to Bhavtosh and Priyank as well. Now, Bhavtosh, legal battle clearly is going to continue, as Dipankar told us that, both sides are expected to challenge the order. Let me take that question across to Harish, Bhavtosh, then I'll come back to you. Harish, yes. Harish, can you hear me? Okay, we'll try and reconnect with Harish in just a bit. But Bhavtosh, if I can take that question across to you now, as Dipankar was also mentioning, the legal battle here is going to go on because both sides clearly are going to challenge this particular order in the High Court, because the prosecution clearly demanded capital punishment, minimum capital punishment in this case, not just against Tahir Hussain, but also for the 4 other accused.
Yes, Hina, in fact, the prosecution right from day one kept on stressing this fact that it was Tahir Hussain who was on the terrace of his building, was the one who was directing on that terrace of that building. There was Molotov cocktail. They were the ones who were throwing these Molotov cocktail. He was the one who was directing the mob. He was the one who was giving directions to the mob. Whereas defense counsel always maintained that he was the one who was protecting his house. He was protecting his people from his residence. But prosecution said that they have enough evidence to show, including the mobile phone details, to show that he was the one whose residence was being attacked. But he's not only been arrested in this case, there are several other cases in which he has been arrested and charge sheeted, including the one which is most controversial, that is the case of larger conspiracy in which he has been arrested, along with Omar Khalid and Sharjil Imam. That in that case also his bail has been rejected number of times. As far as coming to this case again, Ankit Sharma was, according to prosecution, he was brutally murdered. He was stabbed a number of times and then his body was dumped in a drain. And after the riots got over, his body was recovered from the drain and then it was identified only through his identity card. Ankit Sharma's family said and maintained that they feared for their lives, and because they were fearing for their life, they moved out from that area and continue to face various kind of threats. There is always this lot of politics surrounding this case because the surcharged atmosphere that came into that area after riots that broke out. As far as prosecution is concerned, they wanted death sentence, but the court felt that there are several mitigating factors. They always said that there are chances that he can redeem himself, but having said that, it appears that prosecution will be appealing against this order, and also defense has maintained that he has been wrongly implicated in this case, and they will appeal against this
Bhavtosh, I'm just interrupting you there. Please stay on with us. We have Harish Khurana, BJP leader, who is Delhi BJP MLA, joining us on the broadcast as well. Thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. Your first reaction to the order that has come in the IB Officer Ankit Sharma murder case. Delhi Karkarduba's court has pronounced the order. Life imprisonment has been given to Tahir Hussain and 4 other accused.
On hold.
Okay, we will try and reconnect with Harish Khurana and get you the reaction from BJP as well on this particular story. In fact, we have already started getting reactions at this point in time. We have a reaction from, Kapil Mishra as well that has come in at this point in time. And Kapil Mishra has put out, in fact, a post on social media platform X saying that this is just the beginning. Tahir Hussain ko umr kaid ki saza न्याय की शुरुआत है, he has said, and उच्च न्यायालय में ये उम्र कैद को फांसी में बदला जाए ऐसी आशा है. So Bhavtosh, there you have it. Kapil Mishra of the BJP has also reacted saying that this is just the beginning, but this should be challenged, and he's talking about capital punishment.
Yes, he has said that he wants a capital punishment, but Hina, remember the day when he was convicted, he maintained that he is innocent, that he has been wrongly implicated in this case. He has also said that the entire case has been built on false evidence. He has also said that evidence against him is completely fabricated. That is Tahir Hussein's argument. But coming back to the case, this case was handed over to Delhi police, and Delhi police right from day one said that that Tahir Hussain is one of the main accused, not only main accused as far as this case is concerned, they also said that he's the main accused and mastermind as far as Delhi riots are concerned. He was arrested not only in this case, there are several other cases against him. And as far as this case is concerned, when he was convicted in this case, the court had said that he was the one who was leading the mob, and he was the one who in fact instigated the mob, and that was the reason why he was convicted in the murder of Ankit Sharma, and evidence against him was strong enough to convict him for the murder. And then subsequently the court felt the evidence is not strong enough to hang him, but strong enough to give him life imprisonment.
Stay on with us. Let me go back to Deepankar once again. Deepankar, for the benefit of our viewers, can you also once again take us through the observations that were made by the judge when he was pronouncing the order in this particular case? Because those are extremely important as well, even though it has not been considered a rarest of the rare case.
Well, yes, the court initially, when it started pronouncing the order, the court very categorically went on to say that the assault was so fierce that even the dead body did not slump to the ground, and then the body was dragged to Chandbagh Pulia and was thrown into a drain, which makes the crime tilt in the favor of being rarest of the rare case. And the court had also categorically said that the monstrosity of the crime outweighs the mitigating circumstances. But the court very categorically and very clearly went on to implement a final test while pronouncing the quantum of sentence, and that test was whether the convicts are beyond redemption. And in that, the court said that the state has not brought anything on record which shows that the convicts have shown any violent nature after they were arrested while they were in judicial custody. And that indicates that they can follow orders and they can follow rules. And there is no general disposition towards any kind of crime. And the court also pointed out that absence of individual role against the convicts is a huge mitigating circumstance. Because over here, the court had, while also convicting Tahir Hussain, said that the entire crowd was having an animus towards the Hindu society. And in that, they committed the crime and murder of Ankit Sharma. And the court also pointed out that the educational background also of all the convicts in this case also plays a key role, as it makes them susceptible to the atmosphere that was at that point of time of misinformation. And that is also a mitigating circumstances. And taking those things into consideration, the court said that the mitigating circumstances outweigh the aggravating circumstances. And that is why the life imprisonment has been given to Tahir Hussain and the other 4 convicts in this entire case, and not a capital punishment.
Right. Deepankar, stay on with us. Let me go back to Bhavtosh once again. Bhavtosh, now, this order took almost 6 years, and clearly a relief for the family. I know the order has just come, but any word from the family members of Ankit Sharma yet in this particular case? How did they react when finally Tahir Hussain was convicted?
Well, not yet, but when the conviction happened, they were very relieved. They were relieved and they wanted death sentence. That has not happened. But while speaking to Times Now, Ankit Sharma has said, Ankit Sharma's family had said that they are very relieved and wanted death sentence. Coming back to the case, when the court had convicted Tahir Hussain and others in this case, the court in fact pointed out one important thing. There were allegations that Tahir Hussain was making several PCR calls and was trying to tell the police that his house has been attacked, to which the court had said, I will just quote from the court order, the court had said that I have waited this contention when PCR calls or the calls to helpline was being made. I waited this contention. I find that as far as the fact that Tahir Hussain had made these PCR calls is concerned, the same is proved from the record placed on the file by the prosecution. However, whether these PCR calls were made by the accused in right earnest, or as the news had already started circulating about his terrace being used by the rioters, this was a ploy or set up by a defense for the future. What the court wanted to say is that it could have been possible that since he was using a terrace to attack the other families, it could be a ploy used by Tahir Hussain to show that his house is also being attacked. The court further said that this could have only been established by the accused by leading evidence in defense, specifically by stepping into the witness box as his intent would have been in his personal knowledge and his his conduct could only have been explained and proved by him. What the court meant was that it is an attempt by Tahir Hussain to show himself as a witness rather than as an accused, and evidence that has been produced by the police clearly shows that he is an accused rather than as a witness as far as this case is concerned.
Right. Stay on with us, Bhavtosh. Harish joins us live as well, and we are also joined on the broadcast by Dr. Vikram Singh, former DGP Uttar Pradesh. Sir, thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. Your first reaction to this big update that has come from the national capital. Karkaruma court has sentenced former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain to life imprisonment for murdering IB officer Ankit Sharma during the 2020 Delhi riots.
I salute the Honorable Court for delivering the justice, and the justice in a manner, because Ankit Sharma was brutally murdered with 52 stab injuries. And Tahir Hussain had the temerity to say that he was a witness and not an accused. Well, Tahir Hussain and his gang has been sentenced for life, and therefore I feel that it is a cause that of tremendous gratitude for all of us, the nation, and those, especially those donning the uniform, to salute our courts, because it has come after a lapse of some time. But yes, with the greatest of gratitude and respect for our Honorable Court, justice has been done as far as Ankit Sharma's murder case is concerned. The murder most foul, because that young officer died before his time, and he was done to death in the most brutal manner. 52 stab injuries, no fewer than that, and then the body thrown off into the drain.
Okay, now we are getting more updates as well, Dr. Vikram Singh. In fact, Tahir Hussain has said that he's going to appeal in the High Court so that he gets justice, and he's confident that he will get justice for sure.
Tahir Hussain can do whatever he chooses to, because it is his constitutional right. But I do hope that we put up a prosecutor so that his life sentence is converted into hanging till death. This is what he deserves.
All right, Dr. Vikram Singh, appreciate you joining us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective. We have Manjinder Singh Sirsa joining us on the broadcast as well. Mr. Sirsa, thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. Your first reaction to this big development, ex-Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain, in fact, has been given life imprisonment for murder of IB officer Ankit Sharma.
ये एक आम आदमी पार्टी का मास्टरमाइंड दिल्ली में दंगे और कत्लेआम करवाने के लिए ताहिर हुसैन, जिसको आम आदमी पार्टी ने एक बड़े ही ऑर्गेनाइज तरीके से दिल्ली में दंगे कराने के लिए आगे लगाया था। एक बड़े ही ऑर्गेनाइज तरीके से ये दंगे कराए गए और उसके अंदर हथियारों से लेके सब कुछ एक निगम पार्षद के जुम्मे लगाया गया ताहिर हुसैन के। आम आदमी पार्टी का ये मास्टरमाइंड इसलिए सब कुछ कर रहा था कि दिल्ली में दोबारा सरकार बनाई जा सके, हिंदू वर्सेस मुसलमान किया जा सके और मरवा कर ये दिखाया जा सके कि हम आपके साथ कैसे खड़े हैं। और तब इसके बाद यहाँ ही नहीं रुके, अगर आपको याद हो तो उसके बाद संजय सिंह जैसे लोग और मनीष सिसोदिया लोग कहते थे कि ताहिर हुसैन का नाम अगर कपिल होता तो इस पे कोई कार्रवाई ना होती। मतलब आप सोच के देखिए कि एक कितनी जुर्रत थी सरकार की, क्योंकि ताहिर हुसैन को भी तब लगता था कि सरकार आम आदमी पार्टी की है, मेरा क्या कर लिया जाएगा। और फिर इसको बचाने के लिए एलजी साहब पे हमले किए गए, कहा गया कि हमारे वकील लगाने का अधिकार हमारा है, सरकारी वकील हम लगाएंगे, प्रोसिक्यूटर हम लगाएंगे। क्यों? क्योंकि ऐसा प्रोसिक्यूटर लगाया जाए जो इस ताहिर हुसैन को बचाए। लेकिन वक्त बदल गया, आज वो सत्ता भी नहीं रही। और आज ताहिर हुसैन जब रो रहे थे तो शायद उन्होंने सोचा नहीं होगा कि ऐसा दिन भी आ जाएगा कि जिस पार्टी ने उनको आगे लगाकर कत्लेआम कराया था वो पार्टी की सत्ता नहीं रहेगी और उनको सजाएं भुगतनी पड़ेंगी। आज देश के लिए भी ये जागने का समय है, आज समझने का समय है कि जिस तरह से कांग्रेस 1984 में सत्ता हासिल करने के लिए कैसे सिखों को मरवाने का काम किया था, अगर आम आदमी पार्टी को मौका मिला है तो सत्ता हासिल करने के लिए कैसे बेकसूर लोगों को मरवाने का काम किया। लेकिन आज कम से कम कोर्ट कचहरियों से एक बात तो स्पष्ट हो गई है कि आम आदमी पार्टी का घिनौना चेहरा आज पूरे देश के सामने है।
All right, Mr. Manjinder Singh Sirsa, Delhi Minister, speaking with us here on Times Now. Thank you very much for joining us and sharing with us your perspective. In fact, we now have a reaction coming in from Tahir Hussain. Listen in to what he said after the court's order.
हाईकोर्ट है, रेयर नहीं है, इंसाफ मिलेगा, हाईकोर्ट से मिलेगा। आपको लगता है इंसाफ का कोर्ट है कहा कि ये रेयर ऑफ द रेयरेस्ट हो? सर ये एक तरह से मैक्स फिक्स था। कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? ये हाईकोर्ट से इंसाफ मिलेगा। हाईकोर्ट है, रेयर नहीं है, इंसाफ मिलेगा, हाईकोर्ट से मिलेगा। आपको लगता है इंसाफ का कोर्ट है कहा कि ये रेयर ऑफ द रेयरेस्ट हो? सर ये एक तरह से मैक्स फिक्स था। कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? हाई कोर्ट से इंसाफ मिलेगा। हाई कोर्ट है, रेयर नहीं है, इंसाफ मिलेगा, हाई कोर्ट से मिलेगा। आपको लगता है इंसाफ का कोर्ट है कहा कि ये रेयर ऑफ द रेयरेस्ट हो? सर ये एक तरह से मैक्स फिक्स था। हाई कोर्ट से इंसाफ मिलेगा, हाई कोर्ट है।
So that was the first reaction there coming in from Tahir Hussain. Harish, first reaction coming in from Tahir Hussain. We could not really see any sense of remorse on his face. He's of course confident of justice like every other citizen in this country, but he also said something like match fixed tha.
Yes, that's right, Hina. In fact, for some moments, he might have been relieved that the lower court had not handed down him death sentence as demanded by the prosecution, and it's a life sentence. But some observations of the court are very relevant, Hina. It says, manner of the crime was utmost brutality. Assault was so fierce that even death, the body did not slump to ground. Body was dragged to Chandbagh and it was thrown in a nala. Crime tilt towards the rarest of rare. Monstrosity of crime outweighs the mitigating circumstances. But here is the catch. The court says that the final test is whether the convict is in fact, the final test is whether the convict is beyond redemption or not. The state has not, this is very important, Hina, the state has not brought out anything on record that the convicts have shown anything that they are violent. This indicates that they can follow rules and orders, and there is a chance of redemption. And this is the precise reason why the court has said that Tahir Hussain will get life imprisonment and fine, and absence of individual role against the convict is a huge mitigating circumstances, and educational background and susceptibility and in the atmosphere of misinformation is a mitigating circumstances. So these are precisely the inputs which our colleague Dipankar Malviya had given from inside the court, and this explains why a life imprisonment and not a death sentence.
All right, thank you very much. We leave it there. Thank you very much, Bhavtosh, Harish, Priyank, as well as Dipankar for your inputs on this big story breaking on Times Now, and we'll of course be tracking it closely ahead as well.